Did I do good, Lunk?
You might want to look for yourself.
Sweet.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, this is Advanced Logic, and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. There's really not much else we can do in the overworld. We've pretty much finished everything we can up until now, except for one thing, but that's for later, trust me. For now, let's head into the final dungeon of the game, Hyrule Castle. And might I say right off the bat that this... I know they've done Hyrule Castle as the final dungeon in a number of Zelda games, but this one feels like the more optional, if that makes any sense. I'll get to explaining that right now, but first, I need to save up some money. Strange enough, I'm saying that in Twilight Princess, but yes, I need some money now. I ain't got nothing in my bottles except for rare chew jelly, and a freaking fairy. That's all I have going into this dungeon. I don't have enough money to buy anything else. Though I think I'll hold off on buying anything else until after I'm done with the dungeon. You know, have a stock in supply when I finally have to face off against Ganondorf. Now let's just get rid of that bird right there. And I don't know why those boblins are just running away from me when I just gather them all like this. Ah, man, I only got like 3 of you. The hell was that? Yeah, I just wanted to try getting rid of that bird. Okay, never mind. Freaking pot shots. I wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. Even if I had the great spin at hand, I don't think it would have been enough. I wouldn't know. I've never really tried using it in a more effective, practical manner. I always get at least one hit in before I finally deal with an enemy with the freaking great spin. Not to mention, it's kind of finicky to do the instant spin. I mean, look at this. I'm doing the spin. I think I have to do a full one, but it's still weird with me. I always think I'm going to pull it off properly, but nah, he just swings randomly while just spinning around like a jackass. I don't know. Even this late into the game, I still haven't mastered it, and it's more of those dark boblins. I'm going to call them that because they're a lot stronger than the usual variation. Yep, there we go. That's going to be coming in a little handy, you know, if I could pull it off effectively every single time. But, yeah, there's going to be these boblins coming in everywhere, and they're always going to get in a freaking pot shot. But, hey, I'd say it's worth it in the end if I can get all of them at once, instead of having to trying to slash at them randomly, maybe get in an occasional ending blow. I'd rather not have to do that. But yeah, most of this dungeon is really optional. There's a lot of chests to be had, and of course I'm going for every single one of them, but for the most part, I'd say about 90% of the chests in this dungeon are optional. And yeah, though getting all of them is quite the challenge in and of itself. And getting through the dungeon itself is pretty challenging too.
I've come to play.
Yeah, you might want to just put that sword away, Lunk. Oh, man. I don't even know why he busted out the sword in the first place. Though you might want to back away when he's recovering, because he'll get in a free swing on you. Yep, thankfully I blocked that. Thankfully. Any other time, I'm pretty sure I would have screwed myself over like that. There we go. Do a little jump attack, just get a little extra damage in. And once you take down enough of his health, then he's going to start doing a spin attack of sorts. Just be careful on that, and it's going to be a little more challenging to get in the mortal blow like that, or the mortal draw. You know what I mean. Just be careful. That thing does a lot of damage. Of course, it's on hero mode, so I'm going to be taking damage like crazy if I do this recklessly. There we go, back away, not today, disco lady. Okay, nope. There we go, just making sure you're done spinning before I even try to do the mortal draw. Oh, hey, look at that. I have no idea why he still does that smirk, but you know what, I'm going with it.
Enough.
And he seriously gave us the small key. We didn't take it from him, he just gave it to us.
I follow the strongest side. That is all I have ever known.
And I do kind of like that about this guy. Like, up until now, like, we never got anything from him, but now...
Lunk, he spoke.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to try to say, Midna, and that's why I let you finish it off right there. So that's the first time we ever hear him speak, and the only thinking we get from him is that he follows the strongest side. The person that's definitely sure to win. And up until now, he's always been following Ganondorf, I suppose, or been following Zant or Ganondorf, whoever he's been following up until now. But now that we've made it clear, well, now he's going to start well, he helped us this one and only time. I kind of like that. Though it is funny that he never spoke until now, and that's the one thing Midna points out right at the end. So yeah, that's the last fight with King Bulblin. And it turns out I've been pronouncing it wrong the entire time. That's what I get for speed reading on the internet. And there's more rupees that drop down right now. Yeah, I always thought it was Bulbins. I don't know why I did, but who cares? It's already pretty much the end of this Let's Play anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this point. But still, I'm gonna go with their correct pronunciations. So now we're fighting more Bulblins. The dark variations of them anyway. And I think, are these the only two? Oh, there's the bird. Oh, I knew there was more than two. I just gotta group them all together. Ah, damn it. No. Thank you. Unfortunately, I'm not pulling off that whole sheathing the sword the badass way sort of thing. Kinda wish I am right now, but... who cares? So yeah, we went through the eastern portion of it and got a small key, but now we're going through the west portion because there's some things to be had over here. And I think I want to be a little careful with these guys. And where the hell were you even aiming that sword at? There we go, that's what I meant to do. And I think I'm going to bust out just the regular arrows. I don't need anything a little fancier than that. Do that. Do that. And I think if I can... Yep, there I go. And now to deal with more Bulblins. Okay, I really gotta get... but then again, it's already the end of the Let's Play. I mean, this is the final dungeon and whatnot. And then there's more of these guys. I wish I could do that. There we go, alright. Managed to pull that off pretty swimmingly. So yeah, there's all these barricades surrounding this area, and there's nothing we could do about them. But you know what can destroy those barricades? These little hog ride thingamabobbers right here, and it's great. You might want to be careful as you charge your way out of here, because there are some barrels filled with explosives that we really got to be worried about. If you run into them, it's pretty much the same as hitting a freaking wall. Yep. Oh crap. I'm going to hit a wall. Don't let me hit the wall. Don't let me hit the wall. Don't let me hit the wall. Hit all those. And we're good. No more enemies to worry about there. Though there is a puzzle of sorts that we have to do right here. So it's not going to be entirely obvious because there's... This is one of the more obscure things because we haven't used the Gale Boomerang in a while. Like, you'd have to go at this for a while before Midnight Things finally starts joining in and tells you what you have to do. But bust out the Gale Boomerang, get rid of all that those leaves, and then there's a pattern on the ground, and of course she's going to be pointing that out. Let's see what she has to say exactly.
Aren't you curious what's on the other side of this wall, Lunk? There might be a way in. Want to check it out?
So yeah, that's an indication on what you can do right here. Though if you figure this out on your own, then you're not going to get any indication from Midna. And if that wasn't obvious enough, then we're going to figure out this puzzle right here, because all of these are in the shape of a Triforce, which is what that thing was right down there. So if you just hit those things in the same pattern as shown right there, then you get access to this big chest right here. And of course this is going to give even more indication on what Midna was trying to tell us. And from what she was telling us, it is optional. 100% optional. Once we bust out the mini-map, or once we bust out the map in general, I mean, You see, there's a northern part of this castle that's not accessible in any other way. And all the other floors, there's no way to really reach it. And on the first floor, even if you tried going into the center of the castle, it's really cut off from everywhere else. So she pointed that out for a reason. So what you want to do is snoop around in your wolf form, and you'll notice a dig spot. And it'll lead us into that very section that that was cut off from everything else. So yes, this part is optional, as is a lot of stuff in this dungeon if you know what to do with it. So if you go with it everything as straightforward as possible, then this part is the most optional part there is. And I'm just going to get rid of all these guys. There we go. And, yep, there's just like these little mini Stalfos. And I think there's regular Stalfos to be had here too. Yep. Okay, I better bust out the bombs right now before I forget. There we go. Pretty much stun it with like that spin thingamabob. I can't remember its official name now. I should probably check it. The backslice, that's what it is. So you just stun it with the backslice, slash at it, and then of course get rid of it with bombs. You know, that backslice is going to be very helpful with the rest of this dungeon, trust me on this. Okay, let me just target you, buddy. Just getting rid of all of these Stalfos right now. And if you do any observation, you'll notice that there's this section right here with 3 chests in there, but it's cut off, obviously, so we got to figure out how to get access to that, along with another section that's cut off. And, there we go. Get rid of this guy, and I think another one just showed. Yep, it is. Got rid of your buddy, and now to get rid of you, and you're going to join him of sorts. I guess. I don't even know. So yeah, this whole area is optional. It's usually the one that's a little harder to figure out, because you'll see these spots right here, but of course you would have to think, since it's raining, if you try to do this, nothing works. You can't do anything about this. But then you have to go looking around, snooping around, see if there's anything you could check. Maybe even some spots in particular that you can't really see. So you go into your wolf form, and there's alternate ways you can go about this. So if you go in your wolf form and check your senses, you see these guys, these ghost soldiers surrounding this particular spot. And then if that wasn't obvious enough, you could also check over here, because there's these 2 gravestones that have a little clue. The cursed swordsman sleeps before the sacred tree. And if you check this other one, in the land where the rain stops, the statue of time moves. Whatever that means, honestly, that's a little vague even for me. But what you want to do is get over here and use a bomb right here. Unfortunately, using the wolf form, you can't really dig into that. It's like one of the few instances where there's a bombable spot on the ground, I think. Or at least one that's in this sort of shape. But it's a little weird. Then you get access to this spot, and of course let's go check in what this has to offer us. Lots and lots of money. And if you're running low on lantern oil, let's just say screw Koro and fill up on here. Now we don't have to worry about oil at all, and trust me, this dungeon is really generous with the lantern oil. We get 20 rupees out of that chest. And 1 rupee from this one. Alright, well, it's still a chest, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And if we go lighting this one up, for some reason, the night sky, well, rather, the rain stops. Do you want to use that as an indication for, well, it's not really obvious, but you'd still want to think, well, maybe if the rain is stopped now, I could go over here, light this up, and as you can see, now it works. Those things are unlightable once the rain is going, so you have to, for some reason, light that lantern over there in order to get the rain to stop to light these ones. It's a little weird. I feel like they could have done a little more proper explanation for that. And door opens where specters gaze. I still have no idea what that means. I'll look it up in editing or something. Yeah, that was what that one thing says right there inside that room. So we want to take the control of these guys with the Dominion Rod, and we're going to place them right over here, because there are some grooves, and there's like a big old gap that we can't really cross normally. Like, there's a spot we could climb, and then over there is a certain thing in particular we can grab. So yeah, this area, like I said, completely optional. We don't have to do this in order to reach the final boss, but if we want to get every single chest in this dungeon, this is necessary, obviously, but you know what I mean. Let's just get this guy over here. Oops, I meant to go quit that. And once you see what this item is, you'll know soon enough, or rather by the end of the dungeon, you'll know why it's necessary to get all the chests. Just pull on this, and this one lonesome chest blocked off. I don't know why they did that, and I don't know why they did that for a freaking key. They could have just, I don't know, this area was necessary. Actually, I don't even know.
You've gotten everything you need out here. Now get in the castle through the front door.
It seems a little convoluted that they had to put this in order, like, put the chest behind the gate when you had to go through a convoluted puzzle just to get to this area in general, just to pull that and then get the key. But, you know, it's weird. All sorts of explanations trying to go off, and I was trying to dig in there. Thank you. Now, with what Midna says, it's not entirely true. There is one more thing we can get right here. In fact, that's what I'm going to do right now. So in the same room where you got the dungeon map, there's a ladder that we can use. And this could pretty much be used as a shortcut back to the entrance. I mean, you don't have to go through that whole area where it's just blocked off by barricades or ride with the boar. Pretty much we're walking on the walls back to the entrance. Oops, I don't even know. As you can see, everything below you and all the enemies respawn, so you don't want to go through that again. And of course, there's this chest right here. And it has the first of 2 Meaver stamps of this dungeon. And it's the sad Zelda stamps, like, oh god, you really went through that puzzle, didn't you? And those guys are just aiming at us, but we don't have to deal with them. Screw them, we've already dealt with them once. But anyway, I would say that's it for this part. We went through the outskirts of Hyrule Castle, but next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, we're going to explore the interior, and this is where shit gets pretty weird. Well, not weird. A little complicated, I guess. See you guys then.